I'm gonna keep going. My mom says, helping me listening to you today. Bowden loved you. Love you tons, Ad, and love your on the daily again. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. And that leads me into my first segment. So I saw this insane article today, and I'm gonna show you guys. Check this out. This is from The Guardian. All right. The case against pets. All right, and this is crazy that I saw this because my mom, you guys know her. She's in chat right now. Had to put one of her dogs down, and his name was Bowden. So give my mom some love in chat. And Bowden was awesome. He was a freaking super nice dog. One of those big, huge old heads that just was living out his days. And my mom gave him the perfect sunset years, and I really appreciate that. So when I saw this, I was like, "What the hell is this crap?" And just listen to the bullshit that this is, right? Is it time to give up our cats and dogs? A growing number of people argue that owning pets is unethical and that animals can never really have a good life in a human home. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I'm going to read this and then we'll talk about it, okay? Troy Batiste has a parrot in his family. She gets paid a lot of attention, but she wants more. Parrots are clever and social. Batiste says she needs to be entertained all the time, otherwise, she really is suffering. He sees a possible different life for her. She could be living with her friends and family in a forest, very happy, but she's not, and that's unfair to her. Okay, I want to talk about that for a second. Now, I had a roommate in New York once that had a bird. I don't know if it was a parrot, but it was a talking bird. It talked and it was in her bedroom. And when she left the apartment, it would screech nonstop until she got back. I think that's cruel. I think that was cruel. That the bird clearly wanted uh, attention or at least camaraderie or something. She didn't get another bird so that it wouldn't have to be alone in her bedroom, locked in a cage. Uh, that sucks. I think she should have gotten another bird if she was going to have a bird in New York City, in Brooklyn, where it's always noisy, and I feel like a bird would go crazy. Do I think that certain situations are unfair to the animals? Absolutely. But every single family member I personally have that has animals loves their animals so much. Case in point, my mother. My mom loves her dogs and her horses and my snake. I had a snake for a long time and he ended up living at my mom's house now. His name's Loon. He lives a fantastic life, gets spoiled all the time, doesn't have to go hungry, just gets to chill in the sun lamp and eat mice whenever he gets hungry. But they talk about a snake. Listen to this. If that sounds sensible, but you don't see what it has to do with, pardon me, the fluffy, well exercised, and frequently fed love of your life at home, bear with me. Of course, when it comes to owning pets, there are varying shades of gray. On one end of the spectrum, the poor snake I spotted at a party recently being worn as a necklace. Okay, I have to stop here. My snake actually loves being worn as a necklace. I'm a gamer. You guys may know that about me. I game. When I first got my snake, I had long hair at the time. And I would hold him and he would actually crawl up into my hair and around my neck and sit there for hours. He wouldn't move. Why? Because it's warm. He had a perfect spot to chill and be warm. Didn't have to worry about other things killing him, eating him, or searching for food. He was just living a glorious life, just chilling. He actually likes getting pet. My snake likes to get pet. I know that. All right, phrasing. I don't know how to phrase that in any better of a way. But it's too late. It's out there. So it's the internet will do what they will with that. I know, Mr. Squigs. I look. It's true though. I mean, giggity, guys, calm yourselves. All right. Jeez, grow up. Anyway, okay. At the other might, uh, at the other might be your rescue pup or my rescue cats. One of a damaged cerebellum, and the other with one eye. They wouldn't have survived long on the streets, but I still find myself wondering whether it is fair keeping them at all. How? How do you? How does this writer? How does that make any sense? They wouldn't have survived without you, and yet you still are wondering if it's fair or not. They would be dead. How? Where is this? I don't. This is another person that's probably pro-choice, right? Anyway, we may think that we are giving our companions rounded lives and putting them first when we rise early for walkies or clean up another accident. But Vatis, an environmental historian who specializes in animal studies, says the suffering of his family's much loved bird is evidence that pet ownership is not about the animals. G- Get him a freaking friend. If I gotta go back up. Look, he literally says that she would be living with her friends and family in a forest very happy. Get you know what? If you're gonna have a bird, you need to commit to giving them what they need to be happy. You know what a dog needs? A dog needs you to look at them and say, I love you, good boy or good girl, and pat them on the belly. They freaking love that. That's what a dog needs. Well, and food and water. Love, food, and water, or dogs happy for life. You can't convince me otherwise. I've had dogs my whole life. They're very easy to please. All right. Treat them with respect. They'll love you to the end of time. All right. Cats is a different story. All right. Cats are the only domesticated animal that can live if we were to just perish. Cats would live off of us for a few weeks until they consumed us completely and then go on out and be resume living as if nothing ever changed. I mean, cats are they can be awesome. They can also be assholes. All right, dogs not so much. They'll love you. Well, I mean, if you're a good dog owner, because there's some shitty humans out there, and that transfers through. It's not the dog's fault. It's definitely the human. Anyway, trends in pet ownership can be taken as evidence of this. 24% of all owners in the UK got their pet in the past 2 years, with a total of 5.4 million pets acquired since 2020. Now, I have to pause it again. He talks about it. Hold on. I'll keep reading. According to a recent report by the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, during COVID lockdowns, people were bored at home, allowed only to take walks on which a dog provided company. In the immediate aftermath, as people went back to work and realized muscle bound American Bully extra large dog wasn't going to love being alone and flat all day, lots of animal shelters were overrun. Many continue to be as a consequence of the cost of living. No, no, no. That's a bunch of fucking assholes that don't want to be accountable for their actions. All right. And that's just a freaking never ending issue with society, especially in the Western cultures. All right. People don't want to, well, no, 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 no. I could just return the pet or I could just have an abortion. I don't have to face the consequences of my actions. It's nonstop. It's everywhere you look. All right. The writers in Hollywood. No, no, no. My writing is wonderful. It's the audience that's terrible. Like everywhere you look, no one wants to be accountable for their actions. It's a shame. And I'm seeing it here. Having a pet, having a child, having a shitty piece of work, you have to understand that you did that. Own your shitty piece of work, maybe learn that the audience doesn't like it and write something better. Or you got an animal, you need to provide for it. And of course, the ultimate is you created a baby, you need to change your life and live for that baby instead of yourself. Oh, wow. People don't want to do that. They're selfish. Anyway, back to the article. But at least in the traditional West, keeping animals such as dogs and cats seems to be the norm. says Jessica Du Troy, a doctoral student in philosophy, at Western University in Ontario, who studies animal ethics. She grew up with pets and takes every chance she can to spend time with her parents' elderly dog, Oliver. In fact, she says so many people nowadays consider those animals to be their companions or as part of their respective families that we have things such as Uber Pet, which allows you to order a taxi that will take you and your four legged friend, restaurants, hotels, and workplaces stating that they are pet friendly, and people earning good incomes as pet walkers, pet sitters, and pet psychologists. Y- They are part of the family. And what's wrong with that? I don't see any issues there. So, oh my gosh, supply and demand, capitalism allows more jobs to be created because people love their pets. I'm not seeing any issues here. And I'm going to keep reading. Jessica Pierce, a bioethicist, uh, ethicist, but ethicist. What the hell? Anyway, I know I'm saying that wrong, and I don't care. I'm going to keep moving. And the author of Run Spot Run: The Ethics of Keeping Pets. Quote, we're at a really weird place, and definitely a place that is unlike any we've been in the past. Yeah, spoiled. She cites a new report on the pet industry in the US that puts a figure of US households with pets at 70%. That's unbelievable. Why? What what's I don't see what the big deal. Who cares? As long as they're able to care for their pets, then I don't see this as a big deal at all. It isn't just the scale of pet ownership that has mushroomed in recent years, Pierce says, but also what she describes as the intensity of pet ownership. They are much more intensely captive than they have been in the past. She takes the example of dogs, which in general have less and less freedom to move around the world and be dogs. That's because most people live in cities. Look at the population spikes of every country. They're concentrated in cities. So, yeah, I mean, my cat has a cat door and goes out whenever the hell he wants. He hunts mice every single night. He caught one earlier tonight and brought it in. It was still alive. And to shoo him out, like, go eat it outside. He's living a freaking he's a forest cat. He lives in the forest. When I get a dog, which I will actually, I'm planning on it. I don't know when, sometime soon. My dog will run around in this forest as much as he wants. He's gonna live a fantastic life, living out here in the country. But most people live in the city and it's not possible for dogs to be dogs. And whose fault is that? It's our fault. Humans. We've conquered the planet. All right? We've put concrete on everything and dogs can't be dogs. Sure, I've been in places like outside of bigger cities in Mexico where dogs just roam around, outside Tijuana, outside of Cancun when I was down there when I was younger. Yeah, I saw them. It exists. Sure, there's places that happens. I believe in the Bahamas, actually, I might have seen some dogs running around. Actually, and also in Florida, I saw it when I was living in the Redlands outside Miami. There was a bunch of dogs that were running around this farm area. Now, I think they were owned by someone, but they were running around. They were having a blast. Anyway, the way we breed animals now for traits that we find cute, docile, or hypoallergenic is at dizzying new heights. Dogs and cats are more and more treated like objects, products, a substrate, not like beings, says Pierce, who grew up with dogs, cats, and a bunch of other pets. It was when history repeated itself and her young daughter had her own menagerie that she started to really look at the ethics of it. She points to breeds such as pugs and boxers, which have lifelong quality of life compromises. Okay, I'm actually starting to agree a little bit on this, right? I think that there's a pompousness when it comes to breeding certain dogs and like I only want to pick a certain dog and some dogs are actually smarter and like border collies and German shepherds, right? They're used for because of their brains. They're actually smart. You can train them to do things. And That's probably the kind of dog that I want. German Shepherd, something like that, can protect the family. Also incredibly smart, really loyal. Um, I get the whole playing God thing, but does that mean we should not have pets at all? No, maybe tone it down a little bit with our we control the universe because we are humans and we control everything. You're like, okay, yeah, man, I see it a little bit, but just to not have pets seems a little extreme. Then there are ways they are much more intensely ours than once they might have been. Another member of the family in a way that is loving, but not very animal. Our pets have become like our children. Whoa, 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 wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, there are some people out there, mainly women, that don't have children that will maybe dive, the crazy cat lady. You've heard that before. This is not me coming up with it myself. I'm just the messenger, okay? The crazy cat lady, it's a thing. Usually a woman who uh, who never got a relationship to actually work out and never ended up having kids and then poured her love into her animals and then her house smells like cat piss and then she dies alone. It's a sad case, but it's a thing. I mean, yeah, that exists. But that's more saying about our social lives, how social media might be taking over, or how that just might be the case that some people might die alone. And that's sad for them. I don't want that. I want everyone to be happy, of course. And if some people can't find a human being they connect with and find solace in an animal that loves them unconditionally, then okay, good for them. They feel love from something, right? Why would you want to take that from someone? That old cat lady probably loves her cats, and that's the thing that makes her happy. Okay, good. I'm glad she found something that loves her, right? Let's see here. We buy them bow ties for their birthday and take them for tea tree oil podicures. Okay, do what? No, sorry, this is not that's a very niche thing. All right. I have a feeling this writer lives in San Francisco. Right? Uh, Professional paint portraits of them hang on our walls, and we do it to ourselves. I spend a particularly silly afternoon creating lino likenesses of my cats. Okay, maybe this is one of those crazy cat ladies who's just mad that this is where her life has landed. I, I'm starting to get the vibe here. All right. The global pet industry is vast, worth 320 billion. Wow. That's crazy. According to one report, and increasingly humanized products cash in on our desire to spoil animals and shower them with a very human, consumerist kind of love. The psychology is complicated, and pet owners might feel like they're indulging their animals, but how much is that is high concept toy really about your hamster? You know what? I kinda get this too, alright? I kind of agree with this. Like, spoiling your dog, it's kinda pointless. You get them a good toy, they're happy until the toy gets destroyed. Get them another one. They should have something to play with. If it's a ball, get them a ball. My my, my parents in Chicago have a bucket like, tennis balls, but they're, like, chewy tennis balls for dogs, and their dogs are bonkers for the balls, alright? I'm sorry, the phrasing today. I'm on fire. Anyway, use it, enjoy it, have fun. Spoil your pets. Who cares? Who cares? This is so weird. The level of emotional dependence humans have on their companion animals is different from any time in the past. People are seeing dogs as emotional aids, whether or not they are officially therapy animals. This is, she thinks, taking its toll. If you look at veterinary literature, she says the levels of acute anxiety in dogs are off the charts. Again, this is not about pets. This is about society as a whole. She's not talking about pets. It's not the pet's fault that humans are relying on pets to get validation, to get love, to not feel alone. That says everything about society that we live in right now. It's not about the pets. It's about you. You're the one who's upset. The person, I'm of course talking to the author of this article. What who hurt you? And what is this about? What is this truly about? Because it's not about the pets, I can tell you that. We are asking animals to fill a very human need, said Fatisse. People are looking for unconditional love, but that love is predicated on this absolute domination of the pet's life. What they eat, their sexuality, their wait, did she say th- hold on. Uh their sexuality, the, their pets. They what? Well, I mean, most dogs and cats are neutered, right? So they don't ever have to worry about that. But why are you worried about your okay, so now we know that she's got blue hair and is probably part of the LGBT community because they probably the T's. They're obsessed with that, aren't they? Anyway, wow. What they eat, their sexuality, their love, their activity. Wait, their love and their sexuality? Okay, wait a minute. Is this about those girls that are actually screwing their dogs? You guys know about this, right? That's a thing. There's these freaks that actually sleep with their dogs. It's quite gross. Anyway, please allow me to move on. You can't disentangle these two things. If pets had more autonomy, he says, they would not necessarily have this unconditional love. Okay, well, my cat can come and go as he please. He's disappeared for a couple days, which we actually were a little worried. But then he came back and was like, "What's up? You get food for me?" And of course we do. But and he still loves us. I mean, it I have an animal right now that completely debunks that entire thing. This person is talking about the human that uses the animal as a crutch, that doesn't have a social life, that is cut off from their family. Society teaches people to be alone, to not have the family unit, to not care about the family unit, to care about yourself, cater to your own needs, be selfish. And then humans, the social creatures that we are, we need connections. So people thirst for connections. And that's why I think having a child and like fostering a family is super important because it gives you that desire that you ultimately want to continue your lifeline, right? There's a lot involved in that, but this is not about the average pet owner. This is about those pet owners that basically are man, far removed from society in a sad way. And I do think that's a problem. But again, it's not the pet's fault. For pet owners, this is an uncomfortable concept. Would my cat still nuzzle me with wild abandon if I weren't such a reliable cat treat dispenser? I shudder at the thought. I literally prove that wrong. Every day, my cat can come and go as he pleases. I do have cat treats in my house, but I am not the type of person that just gives out cat treats. Not at all. I am like, you ask anyone who knows me around animals, I don't just give treats out. All right. Only if they do something worthy of a treat. Like if I call them and they come right to me and like I ask them to like do something, I don't know, whatever the situation is. Like earlier today, my cat brought in a mouse and he put it down right in the middle of the living room. And I was like, get that out of here, you know? And I walk up to the mouse and the mouse starts running for me and my cat grabs him. And I go right to the door and I open the door and I was like, ow. And my cat walked right past me with the mouse in his mouth. Now he, of course, caught his own treat. So, but that was worthy of a treat, right? But I didn't have to give it to it. Got it to himself. But my cat still loves me. This is freaking ridiculous. Oh, so stupid. The problem with unconditional love, says Ed Winters, the author of This is Vegan Propaganda and Other Lies the Meat Industry Tells You, is that it comes at a price. How are they going to feel when we go into the shop and they're whining at the door? They become so reliant on us that even just a few hours separation can cause distress. He has only ever had one pet, a hamster called Rupert, whose personality was so was so winning that he was a catalyst for Winters to become vegan. What? I'm sorry, that's hilarious. I don't wanna know more about that stupid story. If our pets aren't depressed, perhaps they aren't living their best lives. There are certainly some animals who do very well in the care of certain human beings, says Dutoit. But many human beings, even when they are kind and conscientious custodians of their animals, underestimate the needs and the desires of their companions. Even if you have the basics covered, most dogs and cats also need adequate cognitive stimulation and opportunities for play and socialization with compatible species, animals of the same species, obviously, if they're to have minimally decent lives. Without it, she says, they experience frustration, loneliness, sometimes separation anxiety. Yeah, that's why if you have a bird, you should have multiple birds so they can hang out. My mom's dogs, she's got like how many dogs you got right now, mom? 4? I know you just put Bowden down, but you just got another one, so you got 3 dogs now, right? 3? There's always a pack. They're always together, and they love each other. I haven't met the new guy actually. Mom, what's your new dog's name? I haven't met him yet, so you got to meet the dog before. But they're a pack. You got 3 now, right? But that's how it should be. She can leave. And you know what? They miss her, of course, and they love when she's there and they follow her around because she's the pack leader. But when she leaves, they still got each other. They're not alone. If you have one dog, that's not really Teddy. Teddy, that's a cute name for a dog. Okay. When you have one dog, it's not really fair. When you have one cat, it's a little different. I mean, he cats are different. I feel like you can't really think cats, and also snakes. Snakes are different. Dogs, horses, certain kind of animals need groups, packs. Chickens, you can't have just one chicken. I mean, maybe you can, but cats are territorial though. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Right. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Cats are different. They kind of have their own thing. And there's a bunch of cats in the neighborhood too. And I know that he's got his territory that he's kind of figured out now. So anyway, we're almost done. Let's drive this stupid article home. The boredom of animals is intense. He looks at parrots again. 2 in 5 African gray parrots exhibit feather damaging behavior or plucking themselves out of boredom. Fish are increasingly thought to be bored and stressed by tank life. My cats have a garden and toys in the shape of mackerel to play with, but I would hazard that they would cause a lot less mischief if I had more time to better occupy them with feline oriented games. Oh, well, maybe you should allow your cat to go hunt mice. That's what my cat does. He straight up is out at night for 5 hours. He eats at night and then goes outside and hunts mice. And if he catches one, he brings it inside and meows until somebody goes, "Good job, buddy," and then lets him outside, and then he goes plays with it for another 20 minutes. I'm serious. I've watched him do it. He is so brutal, dude. He doesn't just eat the mouse. He plays with it. It's kind of crazy. Okay, anyway. Yeah, you should occupy your animal's time. The boredom of animals is intense. And if you're going to have an animal, you should make sure that your animal isn't bored and has something to do, right? Sure. I get that. Regarding uncaged domesticated animals, Pierce still says that captivity is the main ethical problem because even dogs and cats are captive in important ways, and captivity has a whole range of uh, physiological and neurological ill effects on animals' brains and bodies. Cats are often free to come and go as they please, mine frequently do, coming back smelling wood smoke and another person's perfume, but when push comes to shove, they are captive broadly to my will. Huh? So what, you let them outside, but you're controlling them with your will? No, no, no. No, no. Sorry, dude. If you have cats and you know about cats, they allow you to be around them. That's their energy, okay? If they like you and if they don't if you're letting them outside and they don't want to be around you anymore, they won't be. Trust me. All right. Cats will peace out and they're fine. They'll find food. This person is just clearly an idiot. No, not an idiot. I mean, they're making some good points, but they're just blaming the pets instead of the humans. There are other ethical acrobats involved in pet ownership. Take the damage pets do to the animals, to other animals and habitats. Cats, for instance, kill a huge amount of wildlife and have contributed to the extinction of 63 species worldwide. Then there is their carbon footprint. Oh, here we go. The carbon footprint. While we are increasingly aware of how our diets affect the planet, eye roll. Winters argues that we view our pets separately. I can't be the only pescatarian who feeds their cat meat. It might not always be thus. According to the larger study to date, vegan diets are healthier and safer for dogs. I can't believe I'm reading this. Okay, I'm gonna read it again because it's so ridiculous, but I'm gonna read it. Vegan diets are healthier and safer for dogs than conventional meat-based diets, as long as they are nutritionally complete. No, I'm sorry. All credibility, any part of this article that I was even reading just went right out the window. Dude, dogs are carnivores. You're a fucking idiot. Okay? Same with cats. All right? You don't feed a dog a salad. Okay? Dogs are meat eaters. They are carnivores. They have shorter intestinal tracts because they can eat meat and raw meat, and they take the nutrients out of it and shit it out before it gets them sick. This is ridiculous. There's no such thing as a vegan cat. There's no such thing as a vegan dog. There are countless videos of these vegans making themselves look stupid by going, "My dog loves being vegan. Look, I'll prove it to you. Here's a plate of meat. Here's a salad. All right, go get it, Jimmy or Butch. Go on, Butch. See which plate." And the Butch goes right to the plate of meat, like, "God, I've been so hungry for this meat." And the vegan girl's like, "No," it's always a girl. It's just every video I've ever seen. It's always a girl. So, no, no, no. Oh, don't eat the freaking meat. Oh, the plate of meat. It's embarrassing. I'm done reading this article. There's a couple more. But I don't care. I can't. I just Emily Violet Bramley. Emily Violet Bramley. Let's see if she's got a Twitter. Emily Violet Bramley. She's got an Instagram. There, Twitter. All right. Over under. I haven't looked. Over under on pronouns in the bio. Yay or nay? Pronouns in the bio. Okay, I looked, so I know now. I can't guess. Pronouns in the bio. What do you guys think? Yes or nay? Yay or nay? Yay or nay? Huh? Huh? Yes? Yay? Over? 100% pronouns? Okay, everyone's going pronouns. Everyone's going pronouns? Shocker, no pronouns, actually. And no blue hair. Journalist, former assistant fashion editor at The Guardian. Okay. There you go. No pronouns. No blue hair. Kinda shocked. Kinda shocked. Look, I want people to have pets. I want people to be accountable for their actions. If you choose to have a pet, take care of it. That's it. Call. What's up, dog? Call's got a freaking dope cat. He's a cool ass cat. Lives a freaking great life. Practically rescued him from Russia. He'd be living in some Soviet shithole right now. No, I'm just kidding. Pets got canceled, Call. Yep. Just read the article. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So there you go. All right. Well, that was ridiculous. Anyway, shout out to my mom because she takes care of her pets more than anyone. And you know what's funny? My mom's vegan, and her dogs, they eat meat. So, and my mom's like vegan. All right. I eat eggs now, but still, yeah. Calls just said, "Do you remember when they literally banned Russian cats from competitions?" I do. I remember that. Of course, mom. I love you.